I'm going to talk to you about the 7 deadly sins of dieting. Stay tuned. I'm Dr. Amina, Goodwin, a physician and a health coach, and I help overweight people with blood sugar problems get those problems better without having to take more medications. Let's dive into it. To keep this video short and sweet, 7 deadly sins of dieting. Dieting, unfortunately, is a common, I guess, not pastime, but anyway, it's very common among people, especially women. Many people would have gone on many diets over the course of their lifetime unsuccessfully, and so it's because of some of the mistakes or some of the deadly sins that are made unknowingly. Okay, so the first deadly sin of dieting is relying heavily on meal replacement shakes. In the market now, in supermarkets, there are so many meal replacement shakes. They're marketed as being complete sources of nutrition, easy. You can have them on the go and not have to worry about cooking, washing dishes, and so on and so forth. But the problem with meal replacement shakes is that if you're consuming nutrition or nutrients where a lot of the digestion, so to speak, or a lot of the processing happened out of your body, it doesn't leave much for the body to do, and so all that's left for the most part is absorption. So you drink this liquid, there's no chewing, you swallow it quickly, there's not much for the stomach enzymes to do in terms of breaking it down, gets into the small intestines and it gets absorbed quickly. What happens when food or nutrients get absorbed quickly? The liver has to handle these things very quickly, and so it scrambles, and you know what happens when you have a lot of work to do and you're rushing. You might make mistakes, you might not get it done, you might not get everything done, and so all these calories are coming, all these nutrients are coming at the liver, which is supposed to package them, decide what is trash, what has to be eliminated, look for germs and any germs that escaped, and kill those germs. And it scrambles and struggles, and ultimately mistakes can happen. It can scramble and maybe store away excess quickly as fat because it just does not have time to process everything slowly and release them slowly to the rest of the body, right? So essentially, your body needs to be the one that's doing more of the digestion so that absorption can happen slowly. And when I say more of the digestion, it starts in the mouth with chewing, and then you swallow. So you chew a bite, you swallow it down, the stomach juices work on it, then it moves down into the small intestines and get absorbed. This is as opposed to liquid meals where you're just swallowing the whole bottle in a matter of minutes. And so all those nutrients are going to the stomach, not much left for it to do in the stomach, so it moves down into the small intestines and gets absorbed very rapidly. Not to mention that because, again, much of the digestion happened outside of the body, because most of it is being absorbed now in the small intestines, there's not much left to go down further into the colon to feed the good bacteria. So multiple problems along the way with liquid meals over actual solid meals on a plate. Okay, second deadly sin of dieting is focusing on calories rather than nutrients. You must consider the quality of your calories, not just the quantity. So 1,500 calories, you might say, oh, that's not 2,000, I'm restricting, I'm cutting out 1,500 calories. In no way that is going to be better. 1,500 calories of junk food or fast food will never be better than 2,000 calories or even 2,200 calories of wholesome, unprocessed food that you prepared in your kitchen. That food is going to come with a lot of fiber. It's going to be meat that wasn't over processed, and that food will take a while. It takes more time to digest, and because it's taking more time for the body to work on it, more of that food will end up passing further down into the colon and out of the body. And then in terms of the fiber, more of that will be left now for the good bacteria to feed on. Okay, third deadly sin of dieting is counting only carbohydrates and essentially ignoring the percentage or proportion of fiber and the proportion of sugar in those carbs. I see all the time a lot of diabetics are counting carbs, but many of them, there's a lot of confusion about carb counting, and I did a video on that which you can refer to. But essentially, if you're having 30 grams of carbs and 15 of those 30 grams is sugar, then that is going to have a negative impact on your body compared to 30 grams of carbs and 15 grams is fiber, and maybe the other 15 grams is just regular carbohydrates or starch. Okay, if most of or more or a big percentage of your carbs is sugar, it means that is more to be absorbed into the body very rapidly compared to if more of your carbs is fiber, which does not get absorbed. That's something that's not digested and absorbed. It's broken down. Some of the enzymes try to work in it, but it cannot be absorbed across the intestinal lining. It's never absorbed into the body, and so 15 grams of carbs, 15 grams of fiber, yes, it has caloric value, but the body will not benefit from it because it's going to pass right out through and, outside the body, okay? Fourth deadly sin of dieting is using artificial sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners are a crutch for a lot of people. They're marketed as 0 calorie, you can't gain any weight, and so many people find themselves in a trap where they're drinking many cans of diet soda per day, diet energy drinks, and so on and so forth, thinking that because there's no sugar, there's no harm to the body. But unfortunately, diet or artificial sweeteners trick the body. Trick the body's thinking, oh, I should be getting some sugar. Where's my sugar? And that contributes to cravings. Additionally, because you're still getting that sweet taste, if you have a problem with sugar addiction, you're not going to be getting over that problem. I mean, you'll still have cravings for sweet things, cravings for food potentially, but cravings for sweet things as well. So you want to really try to move away from using artificial sweetness as a crutch and weaning yourself off the taste for sweet things, so you're not going to be a slave to the taste for sweet things, okay? Fifth deadly sin of dieting is falling for fad diets. So many different diets out there. Vegan now is getting quite popular. There's paleo diet, all kinds of diets. And essentially, a diet that you cannot stick on for the rest of your life is a bad diet, period. The diet that you want, regardless of what you choose to eat, if it's going to be vegan or paleo, whatever, you essentially want to have a diet that is minimally processed. So most of the food that you eat should be food that is prepared by you in your kitchen. Anybody can look, or you can look at it and tell exactly what is in it, and that is the type of diet you want. Not processed food that comes in a box or comes from a fast food restaurant where you have no idea what ingredients went in, and you will know that most likely it's lower quality ingredients that went in, right? So fad diets, bad, because if it's a diet that you cannot stick to for the rest of your life, forget about it, okay? Sixth deadly sin of dieting is focusing on the scale. Now, somebody might weigh 180 pounds, but they are 40% muscle. Another person might weigh 160 pounds, but they are 45% fat, right? So muscle is heavier than fat. And if you have a good percentage of muscle compared to fat, it does not really matter what the scale says, because you have a good percentage of tissues in your body that can burn energy. So whatever food you're eating, because you have a lot of energy, which uses a lot, because you have a lot of muscle, which uses a lot of the energy that comes in, you are going to burn that energy from the food that you're eating, and you don't have to worry as much. So don't focus on the scale. If anything, if you're like cleaning up your diet and trying to improve things, focus on how you feel. Focus on your energy levels, focus on the quality of your sleep, and if you want to measure something, you can measure your waist circumference, because oftentimes the size of your waist is the first thing that will decrease when you embark on a healthier diet. So you can measure your waist circumference, ideally less than 35 inches for women, generally speaking, less than 40 inches for men, generally speaking, okay? Don't worry too much about the scale. And furthermore, too, everybody's not going to be thin. Like, we're all made to be a variety of different sizes and shapes and so on and so forth. And so just forget about the scale, okay? And then seventh and the final deadly sin of dieting is eating tiny portions. This is such a common mistake where people are going on a diet and they are restricting, having a tiny bowl or tiny container of lunch, a little salad, a little piece of meat, and then because many adults are hardworking people, they're at a job, up and down, doing heavy work sometimes, and so in 1-2 hours you're starving and you need to go for another little bite to eat, and you're caught in this vicious cycle of trying to catch up on energy. Your body's trying to catch up on energy because you're just giving it little bit every time. And then what happens at the end of the day when you reach home? You're so exhausted, you feel so awful, no energy, and you binge on something. You feel bad about yourself. You wake up the next morning and the cycle goes on again and again, every day, every year. Do not restrict yourself. Grown people need to eat. You need to have a good solid meal. Eat more when you do eat. There's a challenge around called Eat More Way Less Challenge, which actually is available on demand, but I talk about eating more and ultimately ending up eating less, because you're giving your body all it needs, the nutrition it needs, and you can stay without food for a good 4-5 hour period because you satisfy the energy needs of your body rather than having yourself chase energy throughout the course of the day. Okay, so those are the 7 deadly sins of dieting. Quickly to go over them again: 1 is relying heavily on meal replacement shakes. 2 is focusing on calories rather than nutrients. 3 is counting only carbohydrates and ignoring the percentage of sugar and fiber. 4 is using or depending on artificial sweeteners. 5 is falling for fad diets. 6 is focusing only on the scale rather than on how you feel. And the 7th deadly sin of dieting is eating tiny portions. I hope you all found this helpful. And next, in the coming weeks, I'm going to do another video of 5 hacks for a healthy you, and 5 life hacks to make you healthier. So stay tuned for that. If you found this video helpful, definitely subscribe to my channel so that you can be notified of future videos. And I thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.